All right, guys. I'm here in front of the Capitol, talking to some Vietnam vets. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor Day. As you guys, here you guys go.
Did we go?
No, just tell me the history of Pearl Harbor
Oh,
for my
Steve's the
viewers.
Steve's our historian. It was attacked by the Japanese December 7th, 1941. And at this particular time, 80 years ago exactly, it was being attacked. 2 o'clock. We're still under attack. The Japanese attacked it. They killed 2,403 Americans during the various attacks they did on the ships in the harbor and the various airfields around that island in Hawaii. And the attack on Pearl Harbor was the first by the Japanese. They attacked it again in February of 1942. They tried to attack it with seaplanes that refueled from submarines out on one of the outer Hawaiian islands, French frigate Shoals. But they couldn't find it because it was under blackout conditions. It was at night with no lights on whatsoever. So they couldn't find it. They dropped, one of them dropped its bombs on a mountain, another one dropped them in the sea. But the United States was, recovered pretty quickly from it, from the shock. They were very, very fortunate because the American aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise, was on its way back from Wake Island, where it had delivered some airplanes to the Marines. And on its way back, it had run into a terrible storm, and all the ships were bobbing up and down, and even the old-time sailors were getting sick. So Admiral Halsey slowed down his task force, went through the Enterprise, a couple of cruisers, and a couple of destroyers. And all the sailors were bummed out, not so much because they were getting sick, and the ships weren't so much, but originally they were going to enter Pearl Harbor Saturday night of December 6th. And so they would have been caught, and that ship would have been sunk on D-Day, not D-Day, I mean Pearl Harbor Day, on the next day. And the USS Enterprise, the one that we had back then, participated in 20 out of the 22 major battles in the Pacific. And so you can imagine having one of the 4 aircraft carriers we had out there at the time being sunk at Pearl Harbor would make quite a difference. Because during the first year of the war, the Hornet, the Wasp, and the Lexington sisters were all sunk. Only the Saratoga survived.
Are these like, for my viewers? These are pictures.
These, my wife's father, seen right there, he was in the first motion picture unit out in California. And this is on one of the sets. What they would do is they would make models of the Japanese cities and things so that they could fly a camera over it and say, well, if you're flying at 10,000 feet today, this is what it's going to look like, and here is your target. And so they made them for the B-29 pilots, which were doing the raids on Japan in 1944 and 1945. So he actually got to fly in a couple of B-29s in this country. I flew in one a few years ago. My bucket list sort of thing. I put down big bucks when I was a bombardier. I was right in the front. First one to know if we crashed. So we have a bunch of things here. We have this Springfield rifle. Okay, it's a bolt action. It's what we had at the beginning of World War II. For one shot, I'll show you how to do it with this one. I have my training rifle over here. Back in the 1930s, they could buy 4 of these, or what one of those cost. And this barrel is only that long. It's like a nail almost. And they would buy 4 of these, or what a real one would weigh. And you have to cock it each time. Shoot it, cock it, shoot it, cock it. So it was very slow. Okay, compared to a machine gun or a more modern semi-automatic, which you can see each time you pull the trigger and it'll run out of ammo and it'll go off. And this is what they had at the beginning. And it comes with a bayonet, a big long bayonet like that. that you could stick through two or three people, you know, if you hit them with it.
It's 1943.
So
It's
the
what they
truck
call a
there
deuce and a half.
is a
And if it had the machine
1943.
gun on the top like that one does, it was called a Modus.
Okay. Wow.
It's a 1943.
It's got about 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah. General Motors made 562,750 of those trucks in World War II. When that one was made in 1943, every 4 minutes, round the clock, one of those trucks came off the assembly line. And we gave them to everybody. We used a lot of them. And we gave a lot of them to countries after World War II, like French. And the Norwegians, the Swedes, the British, everybody had them.
Yeah, they were driving to
Oh yeah.
In the early 90s,
That's
a lot of countries over in Europe got rid of them. In 1989, France got rid of the last 5,000 of those trucks they had, that's quite a long time to keep a truck that old.
Oh, yeah.
And most of them got junked because people in France and those countries, they don't want a big truck like that that burns gasoline, because that's what it burns. They want something that burns diesel. So they cut a lot of them out. As a matter of fact, the body that's on the back of this one was on the junk pile from the truck that they just got up in France.
So right up top of here, that was the gunner.
He'll explain. Brian, explain to him how to.
That's a M2 50 caliber machine gun. It was used for anti-aircraft work when mounted on a truck like that, for shooting at aircraft. 85 pounds of pure fun.
Yeah. What they would do is there's a cover, there's a hatch there, and to operate the gun in that position, you take the hatch cover off and you'd stand on the passenger seat and come up through the hole in the roof, and you could operate the gun pretty much any place you wanted to. And it goes up and down where it sits. It's that like a railroad track going around. You can have it, the trolley that it's mounted to goes any place there. And if you want, you can actually, if you don't have the cover on the back of the body there, you can run the trolley to the back, and you can operate it from the cargo body, but you don't get the full, range that you get out of it when it's like that. This truck I bought it in 1980 from the Deerfield, New Hampshire Fire Department. I paid $525 for it. It was red. It had a water tank on the back, machine gun mount or anything. But out of all of these trucks, and I have 10 of them right now, I drove this truck home because it had brakes. None of the other ones have I ever driven home because they never have brakes. Brakes are not optional after 10 years of sitting with these trucks. And a lot of vehicles too, in general. But great truck. It's going to be 79 next month. And I've driven it over 60,000 miles in the month. It gets 6 or 6.5 miles to the gallon. So I estimate I've put $15,000 worth of gasoline through it in the 41 years now that I've owned this. It's a lovely truck. I love it. It's my favorite. Like I said, I got 10 of them. They keep following me home. Nice truck, but that's my story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
It's going to be on your YouTube channel, huh?
Yep, I'm gonna post this on YouTube.